when it yells at you here.
Oh, it's the opposite of me. Wabash.
Okay.
Okay, Dan Dale,
Here.
Patty Lingle. Here. Amanda Lyons. Here. Mark Mylan,
Here.
Joe Vogel.
Here.
We have quorum.
Okay, approval of the minutes. For the June 24th meeting. Are there any additions or deletions to the minutes?
Make a motion to approve.
We have a motion to approve. Second.
Dan Dale,
Approved.
Patty Lingle,
Approved.
Amanda Lyons,
Approve.
Mark Mylan,
Abstain.
Joe Vogel.
Approved. Now we also have the review of the minutes from the July 22nd meeting. And does anybody have any additions or deletions to those minutes? If not, I have a motion to approve.
I'll make that motion.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
And a second.
Dan Dale,
Abstain.
Patty Lingle, approved. Amanda Lyons,
Approve.
Mark Mylan,
Abstain.
Joe Vogel.
Approved.
Okay, is there any old business? There are no old business, so add in new business. Jonathan and Lisa Engel, Noble Township, special exception to request to build a pond in a A2 zone district, along with a variance request to place a pond closer to the side property line than permitted by the ordinance.
So the property in question is at 4568 South Old State Road 15, south side of Wabash, down on Old 15. Mr. Engel had come in and got his approvals by the or favorable recommendation from the Drainage Board on July 21st. And the Plan Commission on August 2nd at their meetings. As you can see from the given in the application given to board members by Mr. Engel, you can sort of see where the pond is for the public. It's almost was already here, sort of in a shape like this, comes down into this area right here, with the closest point in this area right in here being, what's that, about 50. Yeah, we're asking for a variance of 47 feet from the 105 feet setback requirement. So somewhere in this area, you're going to be between 50 and 60 feet away from the south property line. 105 feet is the minimum requirement. And as you can see from the pictures, there was a pond there at one time. There's pictures dating back to the 70s, I think, that showed a pond there, or the 80s that had it there, along with the pictures even earlier. There's a natural ditch sort of flowing in and out of it to the southeast end for natural flow back onto his property, so he's not dumping water back onto anybody else's property with this. And we went back through and I think so aerial photos from 75 indicate the presence of the pond pretty much in the same location. So it's been a wet area there. And the plans are, he has to just rebuild it pretty much in the same spot. And we didn't hear from any adjoining property owners about this. I don't know if there's any here, but we have not heard anything from anybody. We didn't get any calls from anybody about anything.
Which way did it drain? That was well.
That continues to the, that would be to the west. It flows on down kind of west, northwest.
Yeah.
And I turned the contours on the aerial too, so you can sort of see where the area is. It's pretty much this lowest area right in here. 808 at its lowest. About an 816 roughly. It's gonna be my guess is where this area is. You can see it's going down 802, 808, 802, 796, flowing back out this way. Coming in this way. Pretty decent watershed on
Does the board have any more questions? Okay, we'll fill out our findings.
set for the variance. We'll do the variance first, because
Okay. Does anyone in the audience
I think the video was coming through.
And the sound just stopped too. Just thinking about it.
It's fine.
Both the out or nothing.
There we go.
Hey, that was-
Thank you. Okay, now we can continue.
Okay, what are you wanting to do?
So, right where this building on the south and property is, starting about, we want to go about 15, 17 foot from the property line there, and we want to put a duplex there, for me and my cousin.
Somewhere in this area, is this right? This might not be the scale, but this is just right. So the public can see.
Yeah, it's
Just in
50,
this area.
about 50 by 50 is what we were planning, I think. Give or take a little bit. And I have a signature from the guy that owns the lot right there. That one, and then I own the lot that's above it, Forest Lake. Signature. And then I have. Yep, Quarter right there, Nathan Quarter, I have his signature, he's cool with it. And then Cameron Steiner, who's on the northern part of the parcel, I had his approval as well. Yeah, that one right there.
The right in that area on the big parcel is where you're gonna build this?
Yeah, about 15 foot from the property line, maybe closer to 17 foot. Go
What, there?
about 50 by 50.
If you have that big a parcel, why would you? I mean, it looks like a large parcel.
Yeah, I think
Why would you not go farther away from the property line?
because this is a business that we own and we're trying to keep it farther away from our
Oh,
main
yeah.
area of business. We have a concession stand right there. There's a basketball court right there. So yeah, so I'd like to keep it as far away for business reasons.
And you own the top one.
This is all one, so this is all one piece right now.
Yeah. Who are your neighbors?
So most of the property you see is already ours. We own that parcel right there. And then. Yeah, all those ones are just Kingston Park,
Separate properties up here
separate properties right there.
and here.
Yep, and then we own the ones that are on that side right there. Yeah.
Are any of the neighbors here, or does anybody have any concerns on this item in the audience? So it's 20 feet shy of the property
The
line.
setback requirement is 20. In this district, the setback requirement is 25. So, this will be a 15-foot request to be 15 foot off. So it'd be a 10-foot request for a variance.
And you don't feel like you could move it 10 feet?
I mean, we could, but we'd be taking up business property and since it's owned by multiple individuals, everybody's in agreement with that. I mean, if we have to, we can, but for the sake of the business, it'd probably be best if we try and keep it a little farther away.
On the map here, it shows, looks like an alley between the properties to the south of you.
Yep,
Is that in use? Is it an alley? Is it? used for
No,
anything?
that is so we can get our equipment down for our beach right there. That's what it's used for, and then that's the other part of it's kind of my driveway right there. For the house.
So that's how you'll get to the house.
So we'll get to the house from right there. Yes. And you know, every once in a while I might park down on my property that's right there as well, but
So if you own another property, why are you not going to reside on that property and leave the other one for the business?
I have a big family.
I'm just trying to figure out why we're,
Yeah.
you know, because we have to prove certain hardships.
I'm his dad, and I don't want him to go any closer to it. The business he's referring to is my business. I want him to keep it that way. The property this side of him to the south, I also owned one time. I gave that to my daughter. That's my daughter's property. So we're all kind of sharing right there. And if we move it too much one way or another, it just kind of tweaks everything out of perspective, what we want to do in the future. So where he wants to propose to build that thing is probably just the perfect spot for it. If we move it 25 foot to the north, or even 10 foot to the north, it would just interfere with things.
So who lives to the north?
That's the property.
Their
I own
family
the
property, okay.
Mhm. Yeah, so this property right here, I own this here, this is mine,
Okay,
this is our family's.
okay.
And then this is my sister and brother-in-law's, and I have the signature from them saying that they're completely fine with it. If anybody wants to see that.
So your new house being 12 feet from that alley won't be an issue for anybody?
It should be closer to 17 foot. But I don't think so, because the only people that use that are me and my father and my cousin Aaron, which he's gonna be the other person in the house. So the only people that are gonna be using the road is basically me and him and.
Do we have any more questions on this side? Fill out the findings.
Yeah, we probably should do the multifamily, because if that doesn't, then there's no reason to do the side setback, so if you're okay
There were
with
no
this.
questions out the audience on this. Okay. Fill out
So
the findings.
this is for variance, to place a multifamily in an RO1, so this zoning district is only allows one. Single family, so he's asking for, multifamily, so duplex more or less, and so that's what this variance is for.
I guess on the duplex, I have a couple of questions. I thought we were just dealing with the side setback, but we're doing the duplex now instead.
Okay.
What is the reasoning for wanting to do a duplex when you have multiple parcels up there that you own and could build separate homes and be within the ordinance?
So that's the only spot that we will be able to have lakefront. And we both would like to be able to be on the lakefront.
I guess I just keep coming back to, you said you own the other parcel that's also lakefront.
Let me chime in again. I'm greedy. I don't want to build anywhere else.
So with the other section, I have 5 children, and it's not really that big of a place, so I can't fit my whole family on the tiny little. And I could, but that's what we're trying to get away from, is bigger home and more space. I mean, we have all this room at the beach to for the kids to play around on.
I think I know the answer, but there's probably not a very good chance this will ever get sold to anybody but your family.
No, not a chance.
Yeah.
No, we plan to stay there. I'm the 3rd generation to be here. So yeah, we like to people to stay. We got our little family community there and they like that, so.
Okay, do I have a motion to approve or deny, variance request to place a multifamily resident structure in an RL1 lakefront zone district?
I'd make that motion.
Got a motion to approve? And do I have a second?
I'll second.
Dan Dale,
Approve.
Patty Lingle,
Approved.
Amanda Lyons,
Approve.
Mark Mylum,
Approve.
Joe Vogel.
Approve.
Now we need the findings request to place a residential structure closer to a side property line than permitted. Okay, do I have a motion to approve or deny the variance to place a residential structure closer to the side property than permitted?
I'd make that motion.
We have
To
a
approve.
motion to approve
Second.
and a second.
Dan Dale,
Approve.
Patty Lingle,
Approved.
Amanda Lyons,
Approve.
Mark Mylum,
Approved.
Joe Vogel.
Approve.
Thank you, guys.
Okay.
These are
All
next
right.
variance too.
Yeah, we have another one for
Oh, we did.
Yep, right next door.
Oh,
Two birds with one stone, right?
variance request to place a screened enclosed porch closer to a rear and side property line than permitted by the ordinance. And a variance to request to reduce the aggregate distance between a residential and accessory structure on an RL1 lakefront zone district.
Yeah, and we have to remember on this, when you're dealing with the lake, the front is the lakeside, the rear is the roadside in this district, so that's why the request is from the rear property line. As you can see on your stuff, Mr. Steiner's asking in this area to build a porch off of this side right here, which will put him too close to this piece, which he does own. This 8-foot strip. And so he will also be too close to the 35-foot setback requirement from the center of the roadway, which would be the rear in an RL1. So, because the house is actually sitting virtually, according to this, on Mina Lane, he has to be, request a 35-foot back. He's not really making his non-conformity any more than what's already there. He is just extending it further along the same line, more or less. So, okay.
Sorry, and if this doesn't show here, but right when it gets closer to the little cabin there, the road starts to curve away from it slightly. Let's show it on.
Yeah, and we don't have a street view or anything on Google. We tried to look it all up and see if we could get something a little
That's
better.
a lot of that.
With the trees, I know it is hard to see.
Are we talking about the proposed house? Or the house you currently have? Which one's gonna get the screened in for?
So this one right.
The one that's already there, yeah, that's this cabin here, this cottage here, house. And it's coming off of this side of it over here. So the reason for the side setback requirement, if he wants to put it off of this side, it'll be too close to the side setback. And then he's too close to the front, no matter what, really, because he has to be 35 feet from the center of this road back. Is the minimum requirement, and then also because the neighbor has a shed here, the 13-foot setback requirement. Plus another 13 foot for his setback will put him into it just a couple of feet, and that's because of the aggregate. So those are the things, the variances we're talking about tonight.
And that 8 foot there is like an alley?
So that was originally part of this parcel right here. The property owner before me, he deeded it out to go with these properties up in the hill right there.
Was it one of these that, so they could have lake access?
Yeah, so it's actually the one that's farther down. He deeded it out to that house right there, but then I believe I went in and bought that, and I'd like to deed it back together, but I don't know if that's something necessary.
So you have purchased the 8 foot,
Yes,
Yes.
I have purchased a first strip there.
okay,
And I believe those lines are a little bit off. I'm gonna shoot to go about 7 foot from that line, or 8 foot.
7 foot from the north line?
From this line,
Yeah,
No, from the. Yeah, the other property line.
But there's a house there now,
Yeah, there's a small house there.
and it's not on that picture, am I correct?
yeah, it's right here.
It's just hard to see.
Yeah,
Where's the house at? Oh, the whole house, that's a house.
Yeah.
it's
So, I
a
guess,
small one.
but, you're not closer to the road than what the house is.
No, I'll actually be coming, so. If I can, I'll probably not come all the way to the front, so I like to have a little bit of space right here for stuff, so I'd be more like right here. But I just wanted to get the approval for that in case we did come a little closer. Just for, whenever you're building something, stuff happens, so.
I'm still a little confused, is it the property line that's red or the property line that's blue? Cause you bought the center section,
Yeah, I
correct?
bought the center section, so that's actually not correct.
Cause that other house looks like it's sitting right on the line. On the blue line.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
good.
so
That
that's.
shed,
Yeah,
That's where Schneider Corp has it a little bit mixed up. It's actually shuffled over a little bit. It's about 8 foot over. So I guess that
we have a dimension here, if I just measure it, of what, 21 feet roughly? Where it's sitting now, and you're saying you don't think that's right, it's actually closer to your house than what GIS is showing you.
yeah, so from the house to the southern side of the 8 foot strip is about 23-ish feet. So that's actually scooted that direction a little bit. But it's still about 8 foot from the property line where we'd like to try to put the screening porch.
From that northern line.
From this line,
Okay.
okay,
No, from the southern line, but that southern line is more closer to where that.
to where this is actually, so this is all shoved, so it needs to be shoved this away.
Yeah,
And this line is actually about 10 feet, 11 feet from the house.
I would say that's.
Because were you going 10 and a half feet with your
Yeah, it's about
With
10.5 foot
so
from there,
If
so.
it comes out 10.5 feet, that line, that 10.5 foot line is gonna be closer to this property line
Hmm.
than what we're showing it here. We're showing it about 20 feet. If I actually measure it, it's actually probably 10.5, 11 feet.
Yeah.
So those lines just need shoved over a little bit. They're just not showing quite right. More, it's probably closer to what he has drawn on here and given us with the GIS page with the dark,
Oh, okay.
wording on it. Dan, I think it's gonna be the next page, the next, yep, the next variance.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
just, going
Okay,
back to
yeah,
that map, just
Okay.
see on that map, it kind of shows.
So it will not span over that line onto that 8 foot strip you own.
It might be about right on the line, I imagine, because it's about, I want to build about 10 foot, and that puts it about 9 foot from the actual property line, 9 or 8 foot from the property line. It's been a while since I measured it, so.
So you don't own the property that's further to the south where that little shed is? That's not yours?
Yeah, that is my neighbor's Doug's.
Okay.
Doug deck. He actually put a fence, privacy fence, right behind that shed right in here.
You sort of see some of it, I think, right in here, actually. That's why you know this needs to be shoved
Oh,
over,
okay.
because you can see a section of the fence right through here. And this line should be on that line, and then this little line should be shoved over here a little bit. And when we measured everything and checked everything, even from that fence, we still had about an extra foot or two that we were coming up with, measuring everything out, even at the 10.5 foot. So we think he's gonna be well inside the property line. It's within a foot or two. But then he also owns the 8 foot strip, so his other option would be he could get this combined with his other parcel, he has to get it surveyed out and combined with it. It would still only keep him about 10 feet off of that property line, which would still require a variance, so. It wouldn't have mattered one way or another, he would still be requesting a variance one way or another.
Combining those would clean things
It
up
would.
for him for taxing
yeah.
purposes if he thinks he's gonna span it.
Yeah,
So is that a restriction that
That we
we
can,
need them combined since that's a non-conforming parcel?
if I may, so when I bought this, I went to pay my property tax on it this year, and they had everything mixed up. I had gotten someone else's property tax, and I asked her if I could go ahead and change that over. She said she wants to wait until the property tax thing is dealt with, which is dealt with now.
Okay,
So I would love to deed that back into,
yes.
100%.
we wouldn't mind, we never mind when somebody puts property back together. And does that, it's
Yeah.
always a lot easier to deal with things later on, so.
And it saves you from a bill for an 8 foot strip.
Right,
Yes.
or somebody forgetting a bill for an 8 foot strip and then have to come up for tax, so.
Are there any questions?
Yeah, Brian, correct me if I'm wrong, but don't we have those ordinance for setbacks from property lines mainly for like a fire truck to get around the house and those types of things?
In some cases, I would say, yeah, I mean, the difference is in the residential zones, it's almost impossible not to. And this is in a residential zone, I mean, we see it every day in, the smaller communities where we're showing a 13 foot setback for a property line in a residential zone in the county on 5 acre lots, which is fine. But when you get into a community where you only have 50 foot wide lots and you want to build something on it, it's about impossible to do it without a variance. Having it depends, and I mean, do they have fences? They have trees? I mean, there's a chance there's no way to get something in there anyways, but, yeah, I see what you're saying. In cases like this too, this is one of those where,
My next question, could they drive around the house and get to the front if they?
Yeah, you
need
could
to?
use the front if you need be. Yeah, you got about 70 foot, I think, from the front to the house, and on the north side of the house, I turned all that to a driveway, right where his mouse is, about right there.
Right in here.
That's right. So they could pull in and they could creep around in front of the house if need be.
So.
Yeah. And I have more trees out than I think that's visible there
And
now.
look at it too, I mean, we're talking about a structure, oh, it doesn't even have the dimensions on, it. Sorry, I was gonna see, oops. Let's see if it had the dimensions on it, it doesn't even have that on there, so.
I think it said it was 400 square. No, with the lean-to, it's about 800 square.
800 square feet, so it's not very big. So,
Do you use this as a residence?
No. Because I have too many kids. Eventually, possibly, we'll see where it goes.
Does the board have any more questions on this item? Audience have any questions? Let's proceed to the findings of facts on the variance.
this is the rear, I think it matters, because they're all variances.
Okay.
So this would be to the roadside or the rear. For this variance call, which is pretty much right on the property line anyways, it's not. This is the one that would be. Right on the roadway, more or less.
Can I have a motion to approve or deny this variance?
Motion to approve.
Got a motion to approve, do I have a second?
Second.
And a second.
Dan Dale,
Approved.
Patty Lingle,
Approve.
Amanda Lyons,
Approved.
Mark Mylum,
Approved.
Joe Vogel.
Approved.
Then the one you have in front of you now is for the side yards, so the one we discussed most about, closer to that 8 foot strip. That's the one we're looking at.
So on this one, can we say we want them put together?
Mark, is that a restriction we can place on them?
And put reasonable conditions on approving the variance, so that would be.
I think it just makes sense to put it together,
Just as soon as you can get that.
so that there's no chance you're going across a property line.
Yeah,
'Cause if you could build across, then your taxes are a mess again.
yeah, I'd love to do that. And that's the only reason I didn't do that. Passes.
Was, right.
That's what you want to impose, you have to make it listen to the approval with that
With
condition.
that.
Okay, do I have a motion to approve this variance with the stipulation that he combines the 8 foot strip with that property line?
So moved.
Okay,
Second.
Dan Dale,
Approved.
Patty Lingle,
Approve.
Amanda Lyons,
Approved.
Mark Mylum,
approved.
Joe Vogel.
Approved.
Okay, we have one more, where we need to finish writing this down. Okay, this is for the aggregate, so, accessory structure to accessory structure. For the ordinance, your minimum requirements for that, are again 26 feet between them. So that's for the little shed that's here, it's an accessory structure. He has to stay 26 feet off of this, no matter what, whether it's too close or not to the property line. And there's absolutely no way he can do that to be able to build this porch on the side of his house. So that's for the aggregate that was part of the new ordinance stuff. So unfortunately, he gets the more or less the shaft on this, I guess, because even if you were 13 foot off the property line, your neighbor's not, because of the original ordinance being maybe said 6 foot off is all they had to be. you still have to stay the aggregate of the 26 feet between them. So that's the request for the variance on this.
We have a motion to approve or deny the aggregate variance.
A motion to approve it.
There we got a motion to approve. I need a second.
I'll second.
In a second.
Dan Dale,
Approve.
Patty Lingle,
Approve.
Amanda Lyons,
Approve.
Mark Mylum,
Approve.
Joe Vogel.
Approved.
There's that now.
Build a duplex.
What's that?
Build a duplex.
Thank you guys very much. I sorely need it.
Thank you for coming in.
Thank you guys. Appreciate all of you.
Okay.
Next item is Rowan United Methodist Church, Paw Township, variance to request to place property lines closer to a side yard than permitted by the ordinance. The second variance is to request to create a parcel less than the required 0.2 acres on an R2 zoning district.
Okay, so the property in question, we get to that here. If we look in line. Is at the southwest corner of Arnold and Adams at 235 East Adams. Here. So here's the property in whole, shown on the screen. There's two lots this away, east to west, that they own. This is the church. This wrapped around piece here. There is a home that was pastoral use as a garage, a parsonage. They're wanting to sell off the house, the parsonage, more or less, with the garage, and keep the church where it's at. As you can see on the survey work, John Stevens had started doing it. We requested something for this. This was made up for that. They want to try to keep the sidewalk that's there to between the church and the is that your fellowship hall in the church and the fellowship home on the church property. So they're going to go right near the edge of the I know this is sort of off because the shadows, the way this picture was taken, the church corner is actually back here. But the dimensions that are on the map are actually right. Again, this is with the shadows, the way everything's looking, it's just looks off. So they want to be more or less down here in the corner. They want to be about 10 feet, which is about splitting the difference. So as you can see, there's 20 foot between them. They want to be half of this, 9.9 feet, and then they want to stay about 7 feet off the side of the church or the parsonage and coming over here and leaving the sidewalk with a piece with the church and making a new property line north to south, more or less with a jog in it, rather than the east to west parcels that they have now. And again, in a residential zone, and we're 13 foot off the side yard, so with the garage and the church being less than, the 26 feet, they don't have a choice but to request a variance on that end of it. And at the north end next to the Parsons building, they could have done the same exact thing, but no matter what, again, they would have had to request a variance for the same thing. So they've decided to try to keep as much property with the church and sell off the piece just west of the sidewalk there. That would be the variance from the side setback. And it also creates a parcel that's less than the 0.2 acres on the piece to the west where the actual parsonage house is, which is the minimum requirement for a parcel size in that zoning district, the R2 zoning districts. Those are the two requests for the variances for this.
The board have any questions? Does the audience have any questions on this item? Proceed with the findings and facts of the side. So a motion to approve or deny variance 25-026. Make a motion to approve.
Second.
And a second. And we'll go through the find, we're gonna do the roll call.
Dan Dale,
Approved.
Patty Lingle,
Approved.
Amanda Lyons,
Approved.
Mark Mylum,
Approved.
Joe Vogel.
Approved.
Then we've got the minimum. A variance from the development standards to create a parcel less than the required 0.2 acres. And ignore that right there. We need to change that. That is supposed to be 2.6 and not 2.4. The variance number on the sheet is off. Yeah, it's correct on the top. We'll get that straightened out. Yeah.
Okay, can I get a motion to approve and deny the variance for less than 0.2 acres?
I move we approve it.
Approval, do we have a second, Joe?
Dan Dale,
Approved.
Patty Lingle,
Approved.
Amanda Lyons,
Approved.
Mark Mylum,
Approved.
Joe Vogel.
Approved.
Well, that was simple.
You got nervous over nothing, didn't you?
I did, I was shaking.
I can tell. Okay, next item is variance 25-027, Austin Young and Paige Nash, Liberty Township. Variance for the use to allow a nail salon in an Ag 2 zone district.
So this is property at 3090 East 1000 South, sort of on the northeast, the intersection of State Road 15 and 1000 South. This used to be Harold's Salvage, right? And there's a separate building here in the front that is your daughter, right, that wants to put the nail salon in this building here. We've got some pictures of it on yeah, exactly, Amanda, that front right building there, the smaller one, it's on the second page, I think, of the stuff that was given, and then there is an overhead that sort of shows it, and we circled it. in red on the next batch of stuff. Since you can see in the table of permitted uses, a nail gallery is what we're calling this, is the closest thing. It's not permitted, at all. So the request for the variance from that, it would be permitted in the general business zone, would be the only place it'd be permitted, so. She wants to turn that building into a nail salon, and so we have the variance of use for the nail salon in an Ag 2 zone district.
Out of curiosity, was this previously general business?
No,
Okay.
yeah,
I was just curious.
we've been checking on most of those and trying to note that in our stuff if we can.
Just knowing that it had been a business.
Exactly.
But that was under the
exactly.
previous ordinance.
Yep.
Had different.
What was there before Harold's had it?
It was a fertilizer plant.
Fertilizer plant, yeah, H or something, wasn't it? Tyson, yeah, okay,
They had a ammonia tank the size of a train.
yeah. Okay. Is Mr. Harold still alive? Oh, okay.
He spends most of his time in Florida, warm there.
He was my age for me. I haven't seen you.
And obviously, in looking at this, I don't see any parking issues, anything like that. It's well off the road, just. So we didn't see too many issues with anything here. And as you can see on the page before the table of designated uses, Page sent this information in, sort of detailing your hours of operation and things like that, to go along with everything as an explanation.
Are you using the back for storage or business or?
Right now, I'm just in the process of trying to keep the building standing up and doing
Ah.
cleanup for what was there before.
I assume there's plumbing and that's all that, sewer and everything, access to that building.
Yeah, it has a septic. Well, once we get past this hurdle, we'll get power turned back on. Go a step at a time.
Does the board have any more questions on this? Does the audience have any questions on this item? Let's say, let's go ahead with the findings of fact. You already started. Do I have a motion to approve or deny a nail salon in an Ag 2 area?
Make a motion to approve.
Got a motion to approve, do I have a second?
Second.
Seconds.
Second.
Make them arm wrestle.
Dan Dale,
Approved.
Patty Lingle,
Approve.
Amanda Lyons,
Approved.
Mark Mylan,
Approved.
Joe Vogel.
Approved.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Next item is variance 25-028, Thomas Chrisman, Monroe. Variance to request to place a shed closer to a primary roadway than permitted by the ordinance.
Okay, the property in question here is 2720 71 East Old 24.
Yeah.
And as you can see here, there's an existing home with a shed that's already been, permitted. A new shed is in this area right here. This was part of a reassessment that was caught. It's sitting pretty much right next to the house, right off the front edge of the house, right in this area. And we do have we do have a map that shows the overhead view of it, that shows where the new shed is, along with a picture of the front of it, in your packet. Since this is a primary roadway, we have a primary roadway setback of 95 feet. And, he would like to keep the shed where it's at, but it is, within the roadway setbacks, which were, pretty close to about 80, roughly 80 to 85 feet from the road to the front of the. Yeah, we're asking for the front setback in a 13-foot. Yeah, it's about 75 feet, so. From the center line, and that's just rough. I'm looking on the map, and it depending on where you pick for the center of the road to get to it. It's about where we have it shown right in here, right in front of that, right in here, so.
That's your standard, you put another.
It's this one, it's already there.
Okay.
What size is the shed?
Um,
It's not very big.
no,
Portable building.
Yeah,
yeah, let me see if it's on here already. We have your paperwork on it, man, we'll just have to find it. We didn't have that out.
It's in
They
the
had this-
actual permit.
The permit paperwork.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's where I have to sign. I think it's a 10 by 12.
I mean, it's 160 square feet, so yeah.
okay, that's what I wondered was
Yeah.
if it was, I knew it was really small because I've been by it. I just wasn't sure if it was large enough that it needed a permit.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh, I said it there, just trying to find a level.
level, good luck out there.
Can't go any farther south or.
You can come help me try to find level next.
Does the board have a question for, is there any questions in the audience on this item? Proceed with findings of facts. Okay, do I have a motion to approve or deny this variance?
I make a motion, we approve it.
Got a motion to approve, do I have a second?
Second,
And a second.
Dan Dale,
Approved.
Patty Lingle,
approve.
Amanda Lyons,
Approved.
Mark Mylan,
Approved.
Joe Vogel.
Approved.
Okay, now I'd like to skip ahead to variance 25032 because Tom's already up here. And go through his second variance request to make a second parcel split less than 20 acres in a 5-year period. 25032.
Yep, just them.
Okay.
And this one's just to be the house being split off.
Pardon?
This one's just the house that you're splitting off,
Yes.
none of the farm buildings.
Yes.
How's it? Oh. Let's regroup on that. So splitting the house off for a family or for?
Yes. Grandson.
Okay,
Will you still use that
I
driveway?
still use the driveway, yes.
And I'm just saying, in case your grandson would ever leave or something, do you have in there that you have an easement to get back there? If he would happen to sell it,
Yes, we'll have that, yes.
I would want you to put an easement in there.
Yeah.
So that you can always get to your property.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and the request, it isn't that, he can't do it because of setbacks or something. In this case, it's because this piece down here was split out of it in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
right.
So requesting this request is for more than one split out too, but I see your point, Joe. That's a good thing to let him know for sure, so.
Are there any questions on this variance? The audience have any questions for this audience?
What's your grandson's name, Tom? What's your grandson's name? Just need to put him on the paperwork here.
Okay, do I have a motion to approve or deny this variance?
I'll move, we approve this variance. I'll second it.
We got a motion and a second.
Dan Dale,
Approved.
Patty Lingle,
Approved.
Amanda Lyons,
Approved.
Mark Mylum,
Approved.
Joe Vogel.
Approved.
There you go. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Which one we going down?
We're gonna go to 25-029. Kelsey Silver's Noble Township variance request to place a garage closer to the front and side property lines than permitted by the ordinance.
Okay, the property in question is 366 East 500 South. If you've been to White's, it's just on the very north side of the road that runs east to west on the north side of White's. There's a row of houses just west of 50 East. She'd be the third house from the end of that row before you go around the escalator. 7,500 of an acre. And some detailed drawings that have been given to board members. She'd like to more or less for everybody else, there's a little the driveway comes in and turns, and there's a driveway here. She wants to place the new garage in this area right here, so as not to take up any of the parking, but also have a place for some additional vehicles. As we were talking, you had mentioned too, and I think you put, yes, you have a letter on here that sort of shows the layout of what she's wanting to do, along with the request, the building size, how far from everything it is. So there is some setback requirements that need to be met. One would be the front to the road and then to the side. And as we can see on here, there's maybe, and then I'm just roughing it here, 10 to, just depends on where this line is, or where these trees are, to 12 feet roughly to the property line. She'd asked White's if she could purchase some of the property next door so she could get a buffer from that. Obviously, White's being a pretty large company, most of them wouldn't normally be able to do that, or they didn't want to at the time, I guess. And so she is asking for the variance to be able to keep it in that area, rather than trying to take up somewhere else in front or beside, possibly messing with any possible areas for leach fields or her well, since the property is only 75 hundredths of an acre. That's half the size of a required property now for septics and wells. So I understand the need for it, to try to keep it from damaging any other property or being in the way of any other property that could potentially be a place for a backup septic system on the property if need be. So there is sort of a drawing of it too, with a graph paper stuff of what she's wanting to do, more of a site plan. And I guess White's is willing to help take some of the trees out so that you can do this. And not, not be hanging over the garage or touching the garage if the variance is approved.
Pine trees are nice windbreak and nice, but if
They are.
they hamper other decisions, then
And again, we got no comments from anybody. We didn't hear any back from anybody. None of the adjoining property owners who were served with letters called in response for or against, so we have not heard anything about anything on this property.
does the board have any more questions on this? Does the audience have any questions on this item? Yes,
Representing White's Residential, and we have no objections to that. Variance.
okay, thank you very much. We'll proceed with the findings and facts.
Okay, we'll give you the variance from the front. Let's do the side setback first.
Do I have a motion to approve or deny the variance for the side setbacks?
I make the motion to approve.
A motion to approve, do we have a second?
Second.
And a second.
Dan Dale,
Approved.
Patty Lingle,
Approved.
Amanda Lyons,
Approved.
Mark Mylan,
Approved.
Joe Vogel.
Approved.
Okay, do I have a motion to approve or deny the variance for the setbacks from the house? Four of the house, or forward of the house, and how do we say that?
The front setback, yeah.
Oh, front.
Make a motion to approve the variance for the front setbacks.
We have a motion, do we have a second?
Second,
And a second.
Dan Dale,
approved.
Patty Lingle. Approved. Amanda Lyons,
Approve.
Mark Mylum,
Approved.
Joe Vogel.
Approved.
There you go. Okay, thank you.
But we still need a permit for the garage, so.
Hmm.
We still need a permit for the garage, so you're not gonna.
Thank you.
Okay, the next variance is 25-030, Lawrence Farling. The Grove Township. Variance request to place a shed closer to the property line. In a R3 zone district. Variance number 2 to request to reduce the aggregate distance between accessory structures.
So the property here is 1000 Main Street in LaGrow. Right at the corner of Main and Harrison, at the northwest corner. We got an assessment request for a new shed here. Sent along a letter. She would like to keep the shed where it's at. On the second map, there's an aerial map or an area map that sort of shows the area of it. There's a little white spot here on the aerial. It's sitting in this area right in here. She would like to request to keep that in that location. With that too, with the neighbor's garage being as close as it is to the property line, like 7-8 feet away. Again, you've got the 13 foot and the 13 foot, which means you have to stay 26 feet off of it. And there's no way to get it if she wants to keep it in the same spot that it's sitting now. And also with that, we have the side property line, which is this side right here. We're pretty sure everything's okay with the rear. It's the side that we need the variance from, so.
Thank you.
Took me a second to figure out what this meant.
Nice one.
I better get that back.
Okay.
It's got a tracker in it.
Does the board have any questions on this variance? Does the audience have any questions on this variance?
I own the property to the side and I have no problem with it. No, I own the property. Behind it. Yeah, behind it, and I've had no problem.
Wonderful, thanks for coming. Can I get a motion for approval or denial of the variance to place a shed closer to the side property line in an R3 zone district?
I'll make a motion to approve.
We have a motion to approve. Do I have a second? Second. Second.
This is the aggregate.
Dan Dale,
Approved.
Patty Lingle. Approved. Amanda Lyons,
Approved.
Mark Mylum,
Approved.
Joe Vogel.
Approved.
One you should have now is for the aggregate to be closer to the joiner's garage, the setback requirements.
Can I get a motion to approve or deny the variance for the aggregate setback?
Make a motion to approve.
So,
There's another second.
Dan Dale,
Approved.
Patty Lingle,
approved.
Amanda Lyons,
Approve.
Mark Mylan,
Approved.
Joe Vogel.
Approved.
You ladies, thank you for coming in and supporting your neighbors.
Thank you. Thank you.
Next is Bruce Pollard, Noble Township variance request to place an accessory structure closer to a primary roadway than permitted.
Okay, there's no address to this because it is a more or less a vacant property that Mr. Pollard's just sort of using as a little camp here and there, weekend getaway kind of a place. It's got a little shed on it, with a deck, and then he's placed the a metal carport on the property, and with 250 being a primary roadway, getting required setback from that is 95 feet. As you can see, 95 feet places you quite a ways off of the road. If I remember right, on your dimensions, you were 65 feet from the center. Yeah, to the edge of the carport, and 35 feet off the back property line, sort of tucked back in this little area right back in here. As a matter of fact, you can't even see this. If you didn't know it was there, you wouldn't even be able to see this from the road. So I didn't know it was there. When I was asked about it, I physically pulled in the driveway here and had to walk around the corner just to be able to see it. So it's tucked back in there. There's no vision issues. There's no other issues. We recently had a variance request for the property right next door for this barn that was pretty much a similar distance or close to it from the center of the road. The differences here is this was an existing barn that was built over the top of, more or less, after they tore it down. This is a new structure that's really just an open carport, but we do require permits for anything over 100 square feet with a roof. So this would be something that we would consider something we need to get a permit for. And so we asked him if he wanted to keep it there, to come in and ask for the variance to be able to keep it there. It can be moved if necessary. You'd rather keep it where it's at, sort of tucked back in a nice spot, and out of the way of everything. So that's the reason for the variance request.
This one, I didn't know why. You didn't find this
A lot,
one? A lot or not?
a lot, but I can't see it.
No. In that wooded area?
Yeah, it did.
Which
I think it tucks back in here.
says like 65 feet off the road.
But I think because the way the road starts coming, the road makes a pretty long bend in there, so.
It's about right here. Yeah. 20
And
feet.
it's high up off the hill too. It's
Yeah.
not level with the road.
Oh,
Yeah, when you
There's a
go
ditch
in,
line and then it goes up the hill.
yeah. If you're standing here right in the road, you're looking, maybe 10 feet above you at the base of that roughly. This is like a wall right here along this edge of it. And it starts tapering pretty much at your property line going down. That's why where you have your driveway entrance right here is the flattest spot coming off of the side of that hill. It's sitting right in this area right here.
what's the drive look like? Is it got a ditch? Is it culvert? Is it?
There is a ditch line that runs along there. And then it has the tube that goes under there and it's just
Okay.
gravel. Well,
Filled
it
over
used to
the
be
top.
gravel. It's just kind of growed up grass now.
Grass now.
Yeah.
So there is a defined drive to that property.
Yeah, there is, and there's.
Yeah, you
a
can
gate.
actually see the road there, the
Yeah.
tire tracks.
Oh,
But, and it also goes to the next property. I pull in here and you can, I'll go here and then up. If you would stop. And go up and come around. And I keep it mowed, it's just grass. It's just a little getaway. place for me. Yeah, I've got my boat, that's the reason I have the carport, because I'm just 5 minutes away from the lake. And I like to keep my boat out there, keep it out of the weather, and garden tractor, whatever I need to take care of the property, just to keep it out of the weather, basically.
So was it the lay of the land, or how did you select that spot for the carport?
The carport was something that I didn't really want because, it's just a beautiful place out there. It's a getaway. I just didn't want it out and exposed. So like Brian said, it's tucked back out of the way. And I have a lane that goes back in there. And when I back up my boat, and everything's kind of out of the way. I just didn't want to, when I'm out there, it's just right. That carport's, it's a 20 by 20, so it's a good sized carport. And I just didn't want it to be right there visually to sit there and look at.
Then there wasn't any trees there. You could tuck it in there.
Yeah.
Well, sure, I mean, I'm not joking, when I went out there first, I didn't know what was going on, because
Yeah.
you cannot see it from the road.
And that was
Unless
all
you're
right.
really looking for it, you would never
Yeah.
know it was there.
That was my whole idea, to kind of tuck back.
So have you had anybody with concerns? Okay,
No,
just curious based on how we ever discovered it then.
Right. no,
I think what it was, I have a small enclosed trailer out there as well, and there was a lot of foliage growing up around it. And I didn't want it to be like overtaking it, so I cleared a lot of that out. So I kind of exposed myself, I think, to the road. And that's when someone probably saw it and like, Brian was maybe saying, yeah,
Living back there.
squatting on the property or something,
Yeah.
which is understandable. And I'm really glad this happened because I was kind of unaware of, what I was doing. And so now I have a further reference on what I need to do to make sure that I stay in guidelines and things that need to be done.
Any more questions from the board? Does the audience have any questions on this item? And proceed with the finding sheets. I get a motion to either approve or deny the variance request placing an accessory structure closer to the primary roadway.
Move to approve.
Second. Yeah, Motion and a second.
Dan Dale,
Approved.
Patty Lingle,
Approved.
Amanda Lyons,
Approved.
Mark Mylum,
Approved.
Joe Vogel.
Approved. Okay.
All right, thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Be safe going home.
Thank you. Thank you.
Next item is variance 25-033, James Francis, Paw Paw Township. Variance request to place a pool closer to the property line in an R2 zone district.
People on the. It's thinking. Doesn't like it. Just try. That's it. Okay, property question 225 Southwest Street, Rowan. As Mark said, is requesting a variance from the property line, side yard to be closer to it for an accessory structure. As you can see from the map that was sent over and drawing that was sent over, you can see a deck with a pool. On it, and then on the next page, you can sort of see the GIS with a picture of the pool with the deck area and showing the property lines. And again, we're in a R2 zoning district with 13-foot side yard setback. Again, there's probably, it's about impossible in these districts to get anything that's gonna be there without having to get some kind of a variance or some type of variance for it. Oh,
Is this an above ground pool?
yes,
Just a 15 foot. Is that more or less a portable pool?
Yeah, well, no, it's a.
You're not pouring it or.
No, but it's like I mean, the top of the line, you can get for and above ground pool. It's not like one of those Walmart, you know.
The steel.
Yeah, it's a full
Double-sided.
steel.
Okay, steel metal sided.
Yeah.
Just a question, being in town like that, does he need a fence around it or anything?
we've taken a look at all of our stuff for this. There is information in here that says he should, per state rules. There are state code on this. I think we've adopted state code. But,
Fence alone.
and you have a fence, or you put one up according to your drawing there.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I checked with my insurance company, which is Farm Bureau. And they follow the state rules as well as these guys indicated, and with the way they interpret it, and a lot of the pools now are made to be 52 inches high, because the state rules are, it has to be at least 48 inches high as the fence, and so the pool wall itself acts as the barrier to entry.
Okay.
And then anywhere where there's access to the pool has to be, you know, like from the deck, has to be fenced off with a self closing hinges and self latching and lockable latch.
Okay, I just, some kid
Yeah, exactly.
running through the yard, so he didn't fall in there.
Some of those older pools that were shorter, you would see the little fence around the perimeter of the pool itself.
Yeah.
But they got away from that by making the pools taller.
Okay, that's fine.
And I'm pretty sure it's sort of sitting right in here.
Yeah,
Deck.
the tree is kind of the challenge, because
Yeah.
the root system there, and so that's what bumps it down a little bit closer.
And then you've got your pool is sort of sitting in this area right here.
Yeah.
How close is it to that side?
It's gonna be about 8 foot. All said and done, I think is the closest point.
Who lives on that side of you?
Cameron and Maddie Cisco, and I, did talk with them and got their verbal agreement.
So
In
we
fact,
did,
he said, my garage actually overhangs into your property, so.
and we sort of double checked that to make sure there wasn't an aggregate on that, and it's so close where we didn't think it was needed. And that would have been from this building back here, so again, you have to be roughly 26 feet, well, I mean. that was maybe get you to the side of this tree, which we were pretty sure he was in front of, so. We didn't see the need for a variance from the aggregate from that building either, so. That's why we did not ask him to add that to it. We did get a call on this, but the only question was, what was it? The lady she didn't understand what the paperwork was for. We explained everything. She goes, I don't have any problem. Let it walk out. So that was the only thing we had on this, and it wasn't anything that there was an issue with anything. So it was just a question as to why she received the letter. I think she thought she was in trouble actually when she got the letter. She did. She walked in. What was it all about? So.
Does the court have any questions on this item?
No.
I say Jamie takes care of the property better than most people in town. That's why I came to see what's going on, but I don't see any problem with it in Marshall, so.
Okay, let's proceed to finding sheets.
Mhm.
I'd like to see.
It's somebody rolling something up. It's probably extension.
Bishop office from. We
Sounds like
hear
one of
that
their
late.
cards.
Okay, do I have a motion to approve or deny this variance?
I move we approve this variance.
I'll second. Motion and a second.
Dan Dale,
Approved.
Patty Lingle. Amanda Ryan,
Approved.
Mark Mylum,
Approved.
Joe Vogel.
Approved.
And your sister, your permit and paperwork and also.
Yes, thank you. Is that it?
That's
Yep.
it.
All right,
You're
thank you
good.
guys, appreciate it.
Okay, next is staff reports, complaints.
Complaints, so right now, total open complaints of 49 of those, 35 of them are actual open complaints that I normally deal with on a daily basis. 12 of them we have in legal, and another 2 under unsafe. We have 16 we're actually monitoring. We don't put with those numbers for the most part, just because we're monitoring. There's something that we had maybe a call about that didn't really wasn't considered a complaint, so I just keep an eye on them every now and again. If there's no issues with it after, 6-8 months, I'll just take it off the list and close it down. Total worked in 2025 would be 91. Rolled over from 2024 was 59 plus 32 new ones equals the 91. The total closed so far in 2025 is, or of the 2025 complaints is 8. We have closed 18 of the ones that was rolled over from 2024 to this year.
Good job.
There, some of them are getting easier, some of them are not, but I mean, some of these two are, a lot of them now are assessment stuff. So we're going through the reassessment and we get lots of letters about those. So we keep those totally separate from this list. Those are more or less, some of them that we've taken care of tonight, actually. So they'll be off of the reassessment list because they were found during a reassessment and they required a variance to keep whatever structure they found in the position where they're in, so.
And I think this is good because the county is going to be more aware and word of mouth. And, just nobody knew before.
Right.
And I think this is gonna be.
And just like Mr. Pollard said, I mean, we're trying to use this time to, just to educate. We don't have a building department here. This isn't the simplest thing for everybody to go through because we don't have somebody dedicated to requesting and requiring all this stuff to be done. We do the best we can with what we have and also try to do the permitting and everything else in between and variances and ordinances and everything else. So I think people appreciate it that we're at least trying to explain it to them. And doing that as best we can. Because there's a lot of people just say they didn't know. And with the new ordinance in place too, I think it makes a difference. You know, we get a lot more phone calls now because we ask people to call us before you go out and do this, but it saves everybody here time. Doesn't seem like it tonight. We had 11 variances on our plate, well, 11 issues, but I mean, they went through pretty quick, so. We hope we don't have this every month, and that's why Jennifer is diligently working on trying to get this new ordinance in place and maybe make a few changes that'll help that out. And one of them we really would like to see is changing some of the setbacks in these residential areas. Because you're just gonna have a variance every single time, we see it every single month. It's hard not to. But we don't know what else to do to try to, you know. If we're gonna probably approve a lot of these because we know they're in areas where they wouldn't be able to do anything without it, then there's no reason to have such a strict setback requirement that would make everybody have to come in for the variances every single month. So that's one of the things we really want to look at and try to deal with, so that we're not here bringing 11 different variances in every month for, and a lot of them are, you know, side setback stuff in a residential zone. So those are the tough ones that we're.
On Mr. Pallard's carport, will he have to apply for a permit for that?
Yeah.
We couldn't do that tonight.
Well, we can do it in, you know, tomorrow.
No, but I mean, we couldn't have done it. He didn't get it in time to do it, both things tonight.
Oh,
Everything he needs from the board is done.
right. Yeah, he's done with us. He doesn't need us anymore for the variance request. He's already turned in his paperwork. We already have his variance stuff done.
Okay.
As a matter of fact,
But on the carport, you said it wasn't on there.
Yeah, he'll come back tomorrow to the office to get the
He
approved
can just
location.
do
permit.
that on his own
Yeah.
without having him come back. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we've been in that case too, when it comes to people requesting this, as often as we can, we're trying to do everything via email. A lot of people want to pay with cards, even if it's a $8 permit, they're gonna get charged $4. We tell them up front, look, you know, the only way if you want to do this remote is to pay with card, but you're gonna get charged an extra $3.99 for it. But they don't care. The convenience of not having to come in is one thing, so they'll.
Find a parking place and everything else.
They'll take care of it a lot of times via over the phone. We'll ask them we'll send them a copy of the application, have them review it, sign it, send it back. As soon as they do, we can call them back for payment and take care of it. And then we send them their permit and receipts and everything via email. So
it's $3.99 no matter the amount?
no, up to $100, and then everything over 100 would be considered 4% after that.
Okay.
So, yeah. Yeah, their minimum is $3.99.
Okay.
So once you get to $100, it's 4%, you know, you're fine, but as soon as you get over the $100, then it's 4% after that, but anything below it, they say it's a minimum of $3.99 no matter what. So even if your permit's, you know, $8 for a shed, it's gonna cost you another $3.99 for your permit, unfortunately, if you want to pay by card.
Right.
So that's all I have.
Do I have a motion for adjournment?
I make a move to adjourn.
We have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
And a second.
Thank you, everybody.
See you.
That was a long docket, I know.
Well,
but-